Hi again, people. Going to do a short series of videos on how to write melodies, and I'm going to try and do them in small chapters rather than big 20-minute jobs to make it easier to process everything. Right, so writing a good melody is essential for your GCSE composition. It shows that you've got a bit of creativity and a bit of imagination, and it's the thing that the average Joe in the street, that's the thing they call the tune. It's the thing which their ear goes to. So we need a good melody. The best thing to make a good melody is number one, making sure that you've got a decent rhythm for the melody. I know that sounds counterintuitive. You want to think about all the notes, etc., but it's the rhythm first. Okay, so for today's purposes, I've created a little synthy type backing track just for me to experiment with as much as you guys, and I'm working in C major, so it's really easy to make a note choices. And this is the 4-bar progression that I've gone for. I've gone for a chord 6, 4 beats of, 4 beats of F, 4 beats of A, and then because I'm trying to follow my own rules, I've created a slightly interesting harmonic rhythm for the last bar just to help the chord change cycle round and round. If I go to Logic now for you, there's the drum track. I've used Drummer, which I've got Logic. This is a fantastic thing. When we're back at school, I will show you how to use this because it's great. Very basic bass line, and this is just playing the root notes, not doing anything particularly exciting. So do that again. So 4 beats of A, 4 beats of F, 4 beats of A, then 2 of G, 2 of C, and then over the top of that, just a really easy synth part. And what these guys are doing is just playing little fractions of the chords. I can bring that up for you. So those two notes come from A minor, they come from chord 4, F major, back to A minor, and then the G chord and the C chord. So really simple backing track, and the only thing which makes this one sound a little bit more interesting is that this synth part here has got some echo on it, and we call that delay, and that just makes it sound a little bit funkier. I'm getting sidetracked here, but I was going to show you how that works. So take the delay off. Really boring. And if we put the delay back on, and you can play with the toys all day long, so you'll find all the effects under audio effects down here, and that's a delay. Right, don't kick the mic stand, son, get your act together. Let's talk about melodic rhythm. Number one thing you want to try and do with play around with is using the same rhythm every time. Now, because mine I've deliberately chosen a very simple chord change. I've chosen a chord change here where I can do everything more or less on C. C features here, C features here, C features here, and C doesn't feature in this chord, so I decided to go up one and then bring it back to C. So lots of C's because that's the sort of dominant note in my chord change. You'll be expected to be more interesting for higher grades. And this time, the rhythm, which is the thing that we're concentrating on, is going to be the same every time. And you'll notice in that last bar, I've got to go to the D, and it's a problem that you're going to have to solve if your chord changes underneath and you're trying to use the same rhythm every time. How are you going to get around those little corners? So same thing again. Now I've got a little bit of a syncopation in that rhythm. It's got the little bounce off it. It's not, it's not crotchets and quavers. It's got a little bit of funkiness to it. That really helps in a rhythm. And the other thing which really helps for writing a melody is not starting on beat 1. So all of these rhythms today don't start on beat 1. There's another video coming about other ways to approach this in a moment, but all of these rhythms here don't start on beat 1. If you want to sound like a complete beginner, start your rhythms on 1. Okay, really boring. Fine for some genres, but dull otherwise. Okay, so that's using the same rhythm every time. Now we try and make little structures. So this has got 1 bar of a question, 1 bar of an answer, 1 bar of a question, and then 1 bar of a slightly different rhythm. Again, concentrating on C, and again trying to be funky, not starting on beat 1. Okay, so here's A, rhythm B, rhythm A, rhythm C. So you can think of that as question answer. Okay, people really find that useful to listen to because it lets them know where they are in the melody. It feels good to listen to. Right, here is another way that you can try doing this. This is A, 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 B. So the same rhythm 3 times and then an answer. So melody rhythm A, here's B. Okay, it's just a variation on the Q&A one earlier on. I'll do it again one more time for you. Rhythm A, and again, and again, and then the B. Okay, and then we've got one more variation here. So here we go. Now I remember what I was going to do with this one. This one is going to show you that we don't have to always concentrate on the same few tiny notes. So we can mix the rhythm up using different notes each time. So let's choose some different notes at random, and I'm trying to practice what I preach. I am doing this completely at random. Instead of using C, I'm going to try using E over the first chord, and then I'm going to use the same rhythm again, but I'm going to go to F just because it's next door, and then I'm going to go back to the E, and then for here I'm going to go to D and then C. Let's see what happens. So that's E, F for bar 2, E for bar 3, and then a D and a C for bar 4. And I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to do that using my piano roll. So we said it was going to be E to start with, and then F, and then E, and then this is going to go to the D and the C, and that's already in there. Right, so still following the harmony underneath. It's the same rhythm each time, but we're varying the notes. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so we're mixing things up a little bit, but the important thing here is that you need to remember, so when you're writing your melody, there is a rhythmic structure going on, and if you can, avoid beat 1. Fine for doing some classical styles, some jazzy styles, that kind of thing, but use your intuition. Try and bounce off beat 1 if you can. It just helps you sound like you know what you're doing. Right, more to follow very shortly, but rhythmic cells in your melody writing, very important. Right, practice your craft and the art will come. See you again soon.